I am obsessed with YouTube reviewers. I think it's safe to say I consume more YouTube reviews of media than I do media. Really, that's always been true. As an anime blogger, I read more anime blogs and wrote more anime blogs than I did watch anime. As a gamer, I always have been more into game reviews than I have been into playing games. And film, without question. I don't even go to the movies, but I watch a lot of film reviews. I would say that reviews as a medium are my favorite medium. And I can't decide whether or not that should be surprising, because I am, in fact, a reviewer. And in fact, before I started making video reviews, I did not watch video reviews. I always read text reviews just as I had written them. Mind you, also, before I discovered sequelitis by Egoraptor, I didn't realize what people were doing with video reviews. The only video reviews I had been aware of were things like GameSpot.com, where it was just like a condensed version of what they were saying in the text, and it was usually read pretty slow, and I thought this is completely lame. Plus, GameSpot reviews suck anyway, but whatever. But after discovering Egoraptor, I saw what people were doing with the YouTube format for reviews, and then it was when I discovered Errant Signal's channel and saw that he was doing a less comedic, more just straightforward brand of video game analysis. That was when I decided that I wanted to do that. I wanted to make videos instead of doing text posts, partly because I knew that people would actually watch it. But the funny thing is, over time, as I started doing videos also overtook all of my consumption. I have not read a film review or a game review in a long time. With the exception of Film Crit Hulk articles, I mostly read those because there's no video versions and they're amazing, so I have to read them. I don't really seek out and read anything in text anymore. I mostly watch videos, which is odd. You would think that videos would be a more cumbersome version of getting the information because it takes longer typically to watch a video than it does to read the text. But I think it's because I make videos and I understand what goes into them that I find more intrigue in watching other people do it. Basically, for me, my obsession with YouTubers comes entirely from relatability. The reason I love reviews is because I'm obsessed with figuring out why I like the things I like. So when other people explain why they like the things they like or don't like the things they don't like, then it fascinates me and it helps me to inform myself and helps my opinion to become more rich and informed by knowing their opinions. The same goes for video making. The more I watch other people's videos, the more I learn about how to make my own. I have pulled huge amounts of influence from all the different video makers that I've been consuming over time. And most people haven't noticed this in my videos because there is such a consistency to, when I was doing My Little Pony videos, the visual aesthetic of my work, where all of the videos kind of looked the same, were edited the same, I talked pretty similarly, but there were often times where I was pulling from entirely different sources of inspiration, where sometimes I was really trying to sound like Super Bunny Hop, sometimes I was really going for Your Movie Sucks, or really going for even Mr. Plinkett or something. And you can't tell that if you're not me, because I knew when I was working on it, like, what I had just been watching and what I was trying to accomplish, but it's not really obvious when you're looking at a bunch of videos that look the same and sound the same, and so you don't notice the tonal differences or the differences in the writing style that only maybe another writer would really appreciate. And it goes deeper than just me, like, watching and appreciating these things. I'm also obsessed with these people as people, because for me they have become the most relatable human beings on earth. Early into me making videos, I became friends with other video makers, most prominently Tommy Oliver, who was known at the time as Brony Curious, and he and I were both doing these pony videos, and we quickly became friends and we talked all the time. And then I also became friends with other pony reviewers later on, like Drowning in Footwear / Drowning in Horseshoes is probably my closest pony reviewer friend. He and I talk all the time. We've done a ton of podcasts together, and most of the time that we do our podcasts, if you listen to them, you'll realize that we almost always talk about being video makers. We talk about interacting with fans, we talk about the way that our videos are perceived, we talk about whether or not we've been successful, what things have worked, what things haven't, usually from a complacent perspective, because there's no one else we can really air this stuff to. There's no one else we can talk to about these kinds of issues that would understand what we're talking about. They'd just be like, whatever. And the perfect internet show to make me realize that all of us YouTubers are like this was Hello Internet. This is a show that is CGP Grey and the guy from Numberphile, whose name is escaping me right now. The two of them have a podcast together. These two are pretty big time YouTubers. They are full-time career YouTubers. They've got big channels, lots of subscribers, lots of videos. They've been around for a long time. And they have parts in their show where CGP Grey called it like white guy YouTuber problems, where, you know, they're talking about these issues they have as video makers that would, to anyone who's not a video maker, would sound like bullshit complaining, and they acknowledge this. But to me, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I've gone through. I know what that's like. Nowhere else can I get that. Only YouTubers can provide me with that, because it's such a small job niche. There's not a lot of people who say that their job is YouTuber. You know, if you work in retail, it doesn't matter that much if you work in Target or Walmart or this or that. You're probably just gonna have a similar retail experience. If you work in service, it doesn't matter which place you work for. I mean, there's gonna be little differences. You'll probably say, oh, it was great when I worked for this one and not so much when I worked for that one. But for the most part, people can relate to the same experiences from having a job. But having a passionate YouTube career is like this unique mixture of, not only is it sort of an art form, so it's a bit like being a musician, and I know the musicians I know all are friends with other musicians. The only reason I'm friends with musicians is because I do make some music, and I'm a big fan of music, so I became friends with people who make music, but all of them hang out and know each other because they can talk music. But even then, music is a much bigger community than the number of people who are like seriously passionately making YouTube videos and meeting it with some success. I mean, there are a lot of people trying to launch YouTube channels, but the kind of problems that you have trying to get off the ground and the kind of problems that you have continuing to run one are totally different. Or the kind of experiences you would have being a YouTuber with 70,000 or 40,000 or a million subscribers would be very different from the experience of being just starting out. So there's a very small pool of people who can really relate to the kinds of things that I do and go through, and those are YouTubers. And as a result, I'm just so obsessed. So very obsessed. I don't even know if there's anything I'm trying to say about this. I don't know if there's a point I'm making other than that I really, really, really like watching YouTube videos and listening to YouTubers. And I'll go to channels for things that I don't even really care about, and I'll just get fascinated, like looking at the reviewer style, figuring out what their trademarks are, figuring out how they make their videos, like what are they using, what tools are they using, things like that. Those kind of things fascinate me. It's like when someone talks work to someone else, like when I listen to my dad talk to his work buddies. Even though my dad doesn't really care about cars, he is a GM of a car dealership, so he can go on and on about cars, just get into that mode. Like, it's tied to the things I care about, and therefore I know a lot about it. And that's how I feel. I can go to a channel that's reviewing something I've never heard of, but I'll be fascinated by the technique behind it. I guess what I'm really getting at here is that my experience watching YouTube videos and other people's might be very different. Because when I make my videos, I come at it from the standpoint of someone who watches YouTube videos all day. And to me, all the things I do are usually like really normal or something that I'm used to. For instance, when I made the 2 shows, 2 nights, 2 crowds video, it was about 16 minutes long. And I knew it was kind of on the long side in terms of how I rambled a lot and didn't really stay on point. But when people were like, oh my god, 16 minutes, that's really long, I sat back and I went, man, I forgot that's long for some people, because most of the YouTube videos I watch are lengthy analytical reviews. You know, Your Movie Sucks videos typically last between 15 and 30 minutes, or his longer ones can go up to 45. Matthew Matosis videos are usually 45 minutes to an hour. Campsters usually 15 to 20 minutes. Super Bunny Hops usually 10 to 20, up to 30, maybe even 40 minutes. So I'm very used to this. This is what I spend all my days doing. Or I watch like Yahtzee's Let's Drown Out videos that are like a whole hour, and I'll just sit through that, and that's normal to me. It wasn't always, and I forget that sometimes. Like when I first saw Sequelitis for Mega Man X, and it was this 20-minute video, I was like, what is this hulking behemoth of a video? I've never seen anything like this. Then I discovered Mr. Plinkett about a year later, and it's like 70-minute Star Wars video. there's 3 of them. Oh, he's got more videos. And I watched all the Plinkett videos, all the Red Letter Media Half in the Bag videos, and by the end of that, I think I was desensitized to long videos. It was just, this is my life now. I actually consider my own videos to be disappointingly short, because I always just end up taking on small subjects, because I like to get my videos out fast and always be moving on to the next topic. So my videos are usually like 5 to 15 minutes long, maybe up to 20, but it's rare for me to hit like a 45-minute video unless it's a podcast or something. So it's this weird disconnect for me where the things that I think are normal are not the things that other people think are normal. I'm used to watching someone's opinions on everything. I'm used to watching like, your movie sucks, and I want to hear what he has to say about every movie, ever. I don't care if he likes it or not. I don't care if I've heard of the movie. I just want to know what he thinks about it. No, I'm not going to watch it. I just want to connect. I just want to watch other people talk about things passionately. That's all that really matters. It's not about the work. It's about their work of passion, their work of intrigue. That's what fascinates me. And I hope that I appeal to some people in that way. I hope that someone appreciates watching my videos the way I watch other YouTubers, where it's not really about what I'm talking about per se, it's about my opinion or just wanting to see what I have to say about it. I could understand this not always being true, because a lot of what I've done is episodic, and it's hard to watch an episode-by-episode analysis of something that doesn't really explain what's going on, because I hate doing synopsis. So I wouldn't expect someone to watch one of my MLP episodic videos if they didn't see the episode, because you'd be fucking confused. But I at least hope that I'm similar to that in effect, that people just want to watch my stuff because they like me, or they like YouTubers in general, like I do. That's it. There's no real point to this video, is there? Why am I even talking? Bye.